Hello, people of the internet. This is a new series I want to start where I do buildings in creative in order to supplement my current survival series, just as a little fun project off to the side. Let's get right to it. This episode I want to do one of my go-to builds, which is a tower. Now I want to theme it around wizardry and other fantastic magics because of this floating rock. I want to kind of center it around this piece. So, without further ado, let's start with the base. Alright, I think I'm pretty happy with this base. My main two objectives with this build is to not make it overwhelmingly gray, like my base on Tooncraft, which I don't like very much anymore. And my other objective is to use as many 1.14 blocks like this grindstone here as possible. What I'm kind of going for is a blue and wood texture, and that's why I put water in the center, to kind of have a little bit of a strange element, right? You walk right in, you get shot right to the surface. Now this is going to run the full height of the tower, and there's going to be no exit because wizards don't need exits. Wizards stay in their towers forever, or they'll fly out or something, I don't know. So yeah, those are the few things I want to keep track of with this build. Now time for the midsection, which I'm going to try to do in stages to keep you updated. So yeah, let's get to that. Well, I forgot about the doing it in steps part, sorry, but here it is, and I'm pretty happy with it. I tried to kind of create a bit of an hourglass shape in order to make it balanced, then the top is going to come back out just to about the same width as the base, except minus this corner piece. Yeah, I tried to bring the bottom back into the top using the grindstones, and like I said before, the water column is going to run the entire height of the build. I love bubble columns, they're so fun. Alright, so I'm going to build the top part now, and I think I'm going to have a balcony or something. Some kind of open top, because that's what I think a wizard would like. So I thought since I didn't do the middle part in stages, I'd try to do the top in stages. What I'm doing now is I'm just trying to find out the least awkward position for a balcony, so I thought I'd bring the wood out one, and I think it looks okay with these. I thought it would look a little more awkward, but I think it's okay. And then I'm just going to start the roof right about here, just so it doesn't look too tall, because I want this to be shorter than the base in order to have the right balance, because if it was the same height as the base, it would look a little bit awkward, I think. So I'm just going to continue that. And yeah, I think I'm going to make the balcony on this level, so I might put a railing here, or I might just leave it open, you know. Never know, I'll figure that out in the end. That'll be one of the final steps. So I'm just going to work on the balcony, and then I'm going to do a little bit of the roof. I think I've had a little bit of an epiphany. I'm really into this idea of having vertical logs as the ceiling. I put this, or not ceiling, roof. I put this, these stairs here in order to make the transition between the stone brick to the wood a little more bearable, because right here it's connected textures, and connected textures aren't really my thing, so I thought I'd put upside down staircases here in order to break it up a little bit. Let's see, I don't think that works quite as well. No, I prefer this way. So I'm going to build this all around and see how that looks, see if I still like it as much as I do now. Yeah, it's pretty blocky. I don't think I like it as much as I do before. I might actually move everything up by one block in order to give the viewing platform a little more space. But I think I'm going to roll with it for now because I do still like it a bit. So I've built this side of the roof one block taller than that side of the roof, and I think I do like it slightly more. So I think I'm going to demolish this roof and move it up one block. That being said, I do still like that design. I just like this design slightly more. It looks like it allows for a little more living space. So that's what I'm going to roll with. Well, I've replicated the roof all the way around, and since I have a 4-block center in this build, I can't make it into a definite point. So I thought, instead, I'd add a little bit of an observatory dome here. Now, I'm not too keen on it right now, but there are things I could do to improve it. So I'm just trying to figure out whether or not I should use stairs or just regular logs for the last block. Also, I've moved the stone brick slabs from up here to down here. I think that adds a better transition to the actual tower, or the deck than tower. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to keep tinkering with that, and I'll come back with my final result. So I think I'm at a point where I'm happy with this design. Let me show you around real quick. I've completed the interior of the front part and the upstairs, but I'll get to that in a second. I've just added fences around here to give it a little bit more structural integrity, and just basically cleaned up the interior using trapdoors on the ends of the logs so there isn't anything too pokey-outy, if you know what I mean. On the top, though, I wanted to keep it a little more rough, so I did, and I think I figured out how to include the window without making it look awkward. I've put trapdoors just on the end to mask it, and then it still gives a bit of a smoother transition while not sticking out like a sore thumb. Now, this upstairs part, I'm really fond of. This is probably my favorite part of the build. I've decided to hang a chair from the side of the wall, as sort of like, I guess the wizard could levitate up here and sit on the chair while he or she views the stars and looking at his or her lectern, also sticking onto the wall. So now that this initial build is done, I think what I want to do is detail it with some of the block variants, like cracked stone bricks and mossy stone bricks, just to give a little more texture, but not too much. I don't want to overdo it. And detail the island and make it look a little more pretty, because right now, I mean, this right angle isn't doing it any favors. So I'll get to that, get to the detailing of the build first, and then I'll detail the island. Well, that was incredibly simple. All I did was sprinkle some mossy stone bricks, cracked stone bricks around. I didn't use any mossy stone bricks because I thought, since this is basically a snowy biome, the moss would probably die rather than spread, so I decided to forego that. But yeah, all I did was just replace a couple blocks on each layer with these cracked stone brick in order to give it a little bit of a rough around the edges look. But not the bad kind, the good kind, I think. So now I'm going to detail the island, and just shape it around with stone first, and then I'm going to add some lapis ore in order to complement the blue stuff, because yeah, I think that's a good way to go, and I might make a little bit of a snowy garden as much as I can. I'm not too sure where I'll go with this, but we'll see where it takes us. So I've done a little bit to the island. I've tried to soften it around the edges a little more and add some texture to it, including andesite and lapis lazuli ore. So now I'm going to attempt that garden I just referred to, and then I think that's finished. So I've finished up, and I've decided to forego the garden in favor of just detailing the snowscape a little more and adding a path of dark oak, just to contrast the rest of the tower. So let's have a little bit of a tour now, shall we? We go up the dark oak, the little ruined thing. Maybe there could have been a bridge attached to it at one point, I'm not sure. Maybe that's someone could think of some lore. I used coral blocks here in order to indicate where on the doorstep, because I didn't want to continue the wood all the way up. I think that would be a little bit too much contrast. So let's enter. Go upstairs, get shot up in the bubble column. Oh wow. Okay, so there's enough power in that to bring me up here. That was not by design. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed, subscribe or else. I'm just kidding. You don't have to if you don't want to. But yeah, I think that's all from me. So goodbye. Have a fantastic day.